program on GNCR. I'm Greg Denysschen, and I have the privilege of having with me in the studio Pastor Deon, others all the way from Polokwane, way up in Limpopo. He is a man with an amazing story because he and his group of believers have responded to the emergency that had arisen in these days. And having been caught in it himself, he was just overwhelmed by the need that had arisen. And he knew that though they could escape safely, he would have to come back. He couldn't leave things as they were because he's a child of God, and his Christian conscience stirred in him, stirred his heart, and he's got a story to tell us. So welcome to the studio, Pastor Deon.
Thank you for having me here. It's a great privilege for me.
You're more than welcome. We've seen your heart and we just love you in the Lord. Can you tell us, where did this start? How did it happen? And a little bit about the journey along the way.
Well, we are from Polokwane in Limpopo in South Africa. And we were caught in the middle of a nightmare situation because we originally came for a vacation. Somebody has blessed us with a vacation, has given us a vacation place in the south coast, and then a week in the north coast. And we came up to the Durban area. The first night we came to our hotel, the place where we stayed, we were notified that there was going to be civil unrest following that Monday. We came the Saturday. They said the Monday there's going to be a total shutdown of Durban. And so we took notice of it, but we didn't make too much of it. But the Sunday, things really got stirred up in the city because people started filling up their cars. Thank God, originally this Saturday, this is going to be important later, but this Saturday, I already filled up my bakkie with diesel. So when we came to the hotel, the Sunday, we're just there by the hotel area. And then the Monday, there was a total shutdown. I mean, a total shutdown of Durban and the surrounding places of Durban. The roads were closed. There was fires burning. There was gunshots from the hotel where we lived. We stayed. There was gunshots that was ringing just up the street. People were screaming and shouting. We could hear the police sirens. Our two little children were with us. They couldn't understand what was happening. And we took a drive just around the hotel, and let me tell you, it was bad news. And we knew we were caught in the middle of a big storm, and we had to come out of there for the safety of our children, because that's the reason why we said and of course you want to be in a safe, secure area. And to continue my story, we decided we were staying there. Well, the Monday went by, the Tuesday things got even more heated up. It was the Wednesday or the Thursday, my mind is failing me on that exact day it was, but that we just decided, I believe, under the unction of the Holy Ghost, we just woke up and believed we have to get out now. And we packed our stuff in our bakkie. But in the meantime, while we were down there, our insulin started to get to finish off. Me and my son, our food, we were running short of food, and you could go out, you couldn't go anywhere to buy food or buy milk or anything, because everywhere it was closed and the places was looted and set alight. Fires was raging through the city. And so the Wednesday came and we said we have to get out, or the Thursday morning we have to get out, and we packed the vehicle and we just left by the grace of God. And I remember traveling on the N2. I don't know why we decided to go that route, but we just felt we had to just take this route. And I came to a big filling station, and when I started taking the off-ramp, I saw there was a truck that was burned totally down, a fire, a truck that was burned down by fire that carried fuel, and the whole filling station was turned upside down. It was looted. It was totally destroyed. It looked like a war zone. And I actually towed something behind me, but I just stopped and I reversed out of that area, and we got on the highway and we went through. The toll gate even was looted, so it was just open and we just went through. Nobody was there. And when we traveled all the way up, we just made it to FIRNZAJJ also here in Natal, and our bakkie was empty with diesel. So by the grace of God, we could have filled up there.
Did you go Pongola way or did you go
no,
Melmoth? Melmoth.
I think so. It's
Ishawi, Melmoth.
Ishawi, that's right, yes. Melmoth, that's correct. Because the reason why I remember Melmoth, because there was, just in front of Melmoth, while we were traveling, there was a lot of rocks laying all over the road, and they were closing down the road, and there was just a small gap that we could have passed through. And as we passed through that gap, and the trees was on the road, and it was still the smoke of the fires that was still burning. It was really like a horror movie, to just but it was really very bad. And then something got stuck to my tire, and I realized all of a sudden it was a piece of metal that had nails in it that stuck to my tires. And it flipped off, but by the grace of God, it didn't go flat. I didn't had a flat tire,
Amazing.
So I could have drove all the way. And when we came in Ermelo, I just felt the need to come back. And that's where it all started for me to say I cannot leave.
This is what is so outstanding and really deeply impressive, because you could have said, well, we've reached home safely. We're taking care of ourselves. We are out of the hot spot and out of the trouble. But while things were still burning and while things were very hot, you just felt you're going to go right back into that cooking pot.
Yes.
Because you couldn't leave the people that were in need. You had to come and help.
Correct. That's exactly. For a moment, while I was standing in Ermelo and filling up my bakkie of diesel safely there, I just thought about, it was 3 or 4 days now already that you couldn't get food anywhere. We didn't even have food in the hotel and we had to we had some food, but not, and then we had to get a food parcel from someone that opened their hearts to us. And I just thought about all the people that they don't have access to food, all the babies that urgently need milk powder and need nappies, and I just said we have to go back. And that's where it all started. And we started with quickly, in 2 or 3 days, by the grace of God, everything came together, and here we are.
Yeah, well, it was impressive also to see how many folk came with you, that you were a whole convoy that came down, people who knew what the risks were, and men and women.
Yes.
That decided, well, it doesn't matter. We don't care even if we die. We are going to go and make a difference.
That's the truth. That's exactly what happened. Yesterday we were in a life-threatening situation for a couple of minutes, and I really mean this. But we knew the price that had to be paid, and that was the price the ultimate sacrifice. But we were all willing, and are all willing to take it, and we said we're just going to help people. We have to reach out, and this is a time in which the people need to see and feel the hand of the Master, Jesus Christ.
And I'm sure it was very fulfilling for you to have to experience probably the joy and the happiness when these supplies arrived and people were there to receive it, and it made a difference for them.
Oh yes, it does. It's the difference for them between life and death. In many of these cases, many babies don't even have milk. They don't have nappies. They don't have all this essential needs that and by the grace of God, people opened their hearts and they invested in this dream and in this vision. And we were sent here by the grace of the Lord, but by the help of the people, God working through people, helping us to buy all these supplies that we could bring down to the Durban area. And this is not just a once-off project. We're going to continue, keep on bringing down until I feel the Lord. Until I feel it.
Well, that's wonderful. I'm sure many, many hearts were touched by that sacrificial surrendering of yourselves, giving yourselves to this project, wanting to make a difference and seeing the impact that it has made. From us on the receiving side, we can just say what a joy filled our hearts. When I was standing outside waiting for you folks to come and saw the convoy arrive, it was like there was like a bubbling that was going on inside one's heart,
Praise God.
you know, and not so much the supplies. We are grateful for that.
Yes.
But what really touched me, I felt the joy in my heart is that God's people were like this. This was God's people, not thinking of themselves, coming out of their comfort zone, and wanting to say, well, it's about being a blessing to others in this world. Our lives count, that we're not here for ourselves, that we are here so that we could be the instrument that God will use to alleviate the need, the hunger, the trouble, and the burden that is on other people's hearts.
Correct. And to be honest, I didn't even think of it that way. I didn't think about it was a sacrifice. I didn't think about it was this or that. I just, the only thing I could have think of was people need food. They need help and they need to feel Jesus. We are not just to preach Jesus, yes, a million times yes, but also the people must feel the Lord's provision and hand upon them. And this is a wonderful time to also proclaim the gospel of Jesus Christ, also by giving and sharing with people. But I didn't think about the sacrifices and this. I just thought about the people need.
Well, you are being Christian in a real way, where it really counts. Like James would say, you know, you can't say to somebody, get warm, and you don't give him a blanket.
That's right.
This is being Jesus in a real way, in a physical, tangible way, to those who need him the most.
Oh, praise God. And I'm so thankful. Thank you for having us here. And you received us so warmly by you, and you reminded me so much of my missionary days. And when we came here to your mission, you are such a blessing. Coming into your presence, it was like, I don't know how to explain it in other ways, but coming home, like...
Well, that's the family of God, isn't it?
That's the family of God.
And even though in certain sense we were complete strangers, it's as if we've always known each other.
But you know who you remind me of? Someone I know so closely. The Lord Jesus.
Well, the feeling is mutual.
Oh.
Pastor Deon, thank you so much for what you've done for people around here in this area, people that were in dire straits, people that were without food. You came down with a convoy of other believers that sacrificed and were willing to lay their lives on the line. It's been a testimony to us. It's an example that we would like to follow. We look at that and we say, truly, it's a reflection of the character, the heart of Jesus. Thank you so much.
God bless you.
God
Thank
bless
you.
you.